Good morning. Good morning. It's Kirsten Liebelt. How are you? Jump on in. It is so good to see you. It's Friday. Ugh. We love a good weekend. Do we not love a good weekend? I am telling you what. Good morning. Good morning. It's good to see you guys. Jump on in. Good morning, Lisa. You're like the first one on, girl. Good to see you. Hey, Lisa, since you are in Minnesota, are you able to come next Wednesday? You may not because you're still still a little ways away from me, and it's Wednesday the 18th. You may not be, but it'd be so fun just to say hi. But if you can't, no problem. Good morning, Marie. Good to see you. Jump on in. It's Friday. Let's enjoy Friday. Come on in from the balcony if you are on TikTok. I would love to have you join us today, every day, 10 a.m., Monday through Friday. We talk about insulin resistance. This has literally been my journey my entire life. And I'm 59. Good morning, Miss Terry. Good to see you. I'm going to be 60 next January. Oh my gosh, time just kind of goes. Don't be sorry, Lisa. No big deal at all. Just thought I was thinking about you this morning, like you came to mind, and I was like, I wonder if I've actually officially invited Lisa. So no problem. No worries. Good morning, Carol. Good to see you. And you know what? Maybe I have you down on my Zoom list. I don't know. I will have to check. But good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. Hey. Before I do anything, first of all, if you're on the replay, let me know you're on the replay and tell me where you're coming in from. I would love to know that. Always, it's just so encouraging. I mean, honestly, it's people from all over the world. It's kind of crazy pants how that works. I'm in Minnesota. If you do not know, my name is Kirsten Liebelt, and I was raised by an insulin-dependent type 2 dad. And my entire life, he literally was diagnosed when I was born. And then I was told that basically it was so genetic that there was nothing I could do about it, to the point where I was not allowed to give him one of my kidneys, even though I was a match, in my 20s. And then he died when I was 30 because he had been on dialysis for a couple of years. And so I just basically lived with that thought process of, well, it's genetic, que sera. And then I understood through a series of events that that's not true. It's 100% reversible. This is the diet-related disease. Anyway, okay, I'll get into that. Today I want to talk about what are the physical signs and the frustrations that you have leaky gut? How do you know that you have leaky gut? We're going to do that. But I want to make sure that I announce this on the front end, and I can announce it later too, because they just told us last night. It showed up on the website last night that if anybody's looking for the gut primer, if you grab a gut primer, you don't have to be a brand new customer, but if you grab a gut primer, and I think like $100 of the product line, which, I mean, it could be your probiotic, it could be the fat burner, it doesn't matter. Those things. It could be you replacing your vitamin D, your vitamin C, whatever you need for the winter, right? Because it's an entire line, really good, potent. If you do that, you'll get $15 off. So it's basically like a 15% off is what it is. And so I want to make sure everybody knows that, because if you've been needing to stock up, this is like limited time. So I never know how fast they fly through out the door, right? I don't know that, but I wanted you guys to have that information right away. I've been up this morning, posting it in the group and stuff, because I'm like, oh, I know there's so many of you that have been thinking about the gut primer, etc. All right. So Magda, good morning. So if you're looking to stock up on the gut primer, do it now. Do it now so you can get that $15 off with that dealio. All right. So let's talk about leaky gut. I feel like there are so many people that you've maybe lived with digestive issues for so long, you don't know any different. And maybe you don't even know that you can do anything about it. And even when it comes to talking about the gut primer, I have a client who has short gut syndrome, and she was concerned. Can I use this? Oh, she's happy. She's happy. 3 weeks in, her bloating is gone. She feels amazing. And I know a lot of you are experiencing great things like that. But sometimes we live with this stuff just for so long. We're just used to maybe, well, I don't have a gallbladder. And so maybe you're running to the bathroom and you've got these issues and da-da-da. This can be a piece of your healing journey. But let's talk about, why is it, are you stocking up on the orange stick, or did you already, Lisa? I know it's our daily treat, isn't it? I'm telling you guys, I'm still losing on my hips and my tummy. I'm still, and I've been doing this since August. I'm so grateful because I honestly thought, and I don't mean to get off on a tangent here, but we wait for products like this to show up. We wait for things that can come and help us to like deal with stubborn areas. And I just thought that maybe my hips, kind of that inner tube around your, the lower inner tube, belly and your hips, and it goes all the way to the back. I just kind of assumed that that was my lot in life because, like I said, I'll be 60 next month. And so for those to be changing on me, it's kind of a big deal. So Lisa, I hear you. She's going to stock up on the orange stick. Me too, girlfriend. Me too. Happy Friday, Linda. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, let's see here. I actually have a mouse with a new device. Your first box was not done yet. You ordered another box. Way to go, Lisa. Way to go. All right. So, oops, hold on. Don't mind me. I should have had that figured out here. I honestly, it's interesting because I personally have never dealt with major digestive issues like I know some of you have. And then you tell me about it, right? You tell me like how frustrating it is. But I definitely have had some of these other signs that I didn't know were connected to my gut. So here we go. Why do these happen? Why does leaky gut happen? What is going on in your body and how do you know? Basically, leaky gut is, hold on. I'm actually using a mouse, so this is new for me. This is exciting. Okay, so leaky gut or intestinal permeability. Intestinal permeability occurs when the lining of your intestines become damaged and they are allowing toxins, undigested food particles, and bacteria to leak into your bloodstream. While it's primarily an internal issue, it can manifest with outward appearance signs that are often overlooked. Here are some of the most common physical signs on the outside of the body. Okay, so if you've had any of these, pay attention. Listen up to this. Let's see what you think about this. Hold on, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, you just got it, Lisa. Fantastic. Good. Number 1, acne. Persistent adult acne, especially along the jawline or the cheeks. Could be gut. Probably is gut. Rosacea. Redness, bumps, or a flushed appearance. Gut. Eczema. Dry, itchy, inflamed patches of skin. Psoriasis. Thick, scaly, inflamed skin patches. I had eczema. I started getting eczema, and isn't this interesting? So in my college years, I was getting eczema patches right here on my eye. And that's at the exact same time that then shortly after I get pregnant and I'm gestational diabetic. You think there's a connection? Yeah, there's a connection. Eczema, psoriasis, hives, skin reactions linked to immune activation from toxins leading into the bloodstream. Hives, premature aging. Inflammation from a leaky gut can accelerate the breakdown of collagen and elastin, leading to sagging and wrinkles. Isn't that interesting? This is why I put collagen in my gut primer. Okay, so that's just your skin. Number 2, dark circles or puffy eyes. Number 3, bloating or abdominal distension. Oh, and I have my thing today, so I can show you a picture of my daughter. I'm going to show that to you today because I actually have my other device. Bloating and abdominal distension. Number 4, hair loss or thinning hair. My girlfriend, who is a cosmetologist, she talks about this all the time. She's been doing it for 28 years. Your thinning hair is connected to your gut. And a lot of us are not making that connection. Number 5, nail problems. Brittle nails that break or they split easily. Vertical ridges or lines on the nail surface. White spots may indicate zinc or mineral deficiencies. So what's happening is when you have leaky gut, things are leaching out of your system. You're not absorbing your nutrients And then you're having breakdown, and it can show up in your nails. It can show up in your skin, your sagging, your rashes, all of those things are happening on you. Number 6, unexplained weight gain. None of us have unexplained weight gain, do we? No, we don't have that. I don't talk to you guys about that all day, every day in my messages. Chronic inflammation and hormonal imbalances caused by leaky gut can lead to water retention, stubborn weight gain, especially around the belly, difficulty losing weight, even with diet and exercise. You guys, I right now have I'm not sure what, it doesn't matter. I'm having an enormous amount of conversations with you in my inbox. And so many of you are like, I cannot budge a pound. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I feel like I'm eating right. I feel like I'm exercising well. And again, I'm just going to tell you, this is why we talk about it every single day. Change the lens in which you are looking at looking at weight loss through. Use the lens of insulin resistance, because when your insulin and your sugars are high, you can't lose weight and you're stuck. You're on a hamster wheel, and it is so dang frustrating. But you can change that. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay. But that's why I talk about this with you guys all the time. Number 7, dry, dull, or patchy skin tone. Okay. So that's like flaky or dry, dull, lifeless. Number 8, body odor or bad breath. I'll reread these like super succinctly. Number 9, joint puffiness or swelling. Is anybody resonating with any of these? I'll read them again and I'll have you guys tell me. And number 10, redness or rashes around the mouth. Rashes or redness or small bumps around the mouth can indicate an inflammatory response tied to food sensitivities or gut permeability. All right, so hold on. I'm going to read those quickly for you. So, physical signs that you have leaky gut. Physical signs. Which one have you noticed the most with yourself potentially? Number 1, skin issues like acne, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, hives, or premature aging. Number 2, dark circles or puffy eyes. Number 3, bloating or abdominal distension. Number 4, hair loss or thinning hair. Number 5, nail problems like brittle nails, vertical ridges, or white spots. Number 6, unexplained weight gain. Number 7, dull, dry, or patchy skin tone. And number 8, body odor or bad breath. Super interesting. Halitosis, bad breath, linked to poor digestion and bacterial overgrowth. I'll tell you something about the oral health with the primer here in just a second. Number 9, joint puffiness or swelling. Chronic inflammation makes your hands, your ankles, or your face look puffy. And number 10, redness or rashes around your mouth because of food sensitivities, because of gut permeability. Oh, my stars, bloating, dark under eye circles. There you go, Lisa. Well, then I'm so glad you're on the gut primer. I'm so, so glad, because you're going to start turning directions, and you're doing such a great, you're introducing things into your system kind of one at a time, and you're doing yourself such a favor for your circumstances. I'm really glad. A little puffy in the face. Yep. I hear you so much. I hear you. Okay. So why these signs are happening? Leaky gut is allowing toxins and inflammatory molecules into your bloodstream. And what's happening is they are triggering systemic inflammation and autoimmune-like reactions. Nothing is ever as it seems. There is a root cause to everything that's happening in our bodies. Our bodies are so fearfully and wonderfully made. They were made, your body was made to actually run like a Porsche. It was made to run really well. We just kind of funk it up a little bit, with the way that we eat, the processed foods and the seed oils and the overconsumption of carbohydrates and, all the sugar and all the stuff. And we just kind of mess it up. And it's that's when we really, really want to be able to kind of go backwards. And I think the first thing that you need to hear is that you can go backwards. You can reverse. You can turn this around. It's turnaroundable. Okay. So autoimmune like reactions that attack your skin, your hair, your nails, poor nutrient absorption, depriving the body of what it needs for healthy outward appearance. That's a big one. And just think about that for a second. Pause for just a second. How can this be true? We live in the United States of America. Most of us do. How can it be that we have nutritional deficiencies? We don't think that way because we're supposed to have an overabundance of everything we need for our bodies to run. But the problem is that number one, we eat out of season. Number two, we have super poor soil. Number three, I'm just making these up, but they're true. Number three, we're eating way too much processed foods. And so our livers are just kind of, it can't quite, catch its breath. Number four, we're just ingesting high levels of grain that has been sprayed with chemicals. Like we're just shooting our system constantly with bad ingredients and pieces that are making it so hard to function. But we have to pause and then we can bring it back. I went from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive. And so much of the stuff begins to right itself, like righting a ship, right? Hold on. So how does insulin resistance, where does that come into play with this? Like, why is there a connection with insulin resistance and leaky gut? Such a really good question, because why is it that seemingly insulin resistance is the base of freaking everything? Why? And then why are we not talked to about it? Why is this not at the forefront of a conversation from a provider or the matrix? Why? Insulin resistance creates a cascade of inflammation in your body, which can damage your intestinal lining and contribute to leaky gut. Here is how this is happening. Chronic inflammation, elevated insulin levels, increase your inflammation, weakening your gut barrier. Number two, blood sugar spikes. High blood sugar feeds harmful gut bacteria and yeast, and it's disrupting your gut, your microbiome. That's why I won't go there. High sugar. So yeah. So if you have things in your body that's feeding on sugar, you need to stop eating sugar, or things that are really spiking your blood sugars a lot. Nutrient deficiencies. Number three, insulin resistance often impairs your nutrient absorption, which the gut needs for repair. Your gut needs to have the nutrients. It's like, this is how at the very base of the very base of the very base, we are craving carbs and sugar, and we are chasing because we're not getting the nutrients that we need, and we're messed up. And so our body knows what to do. Our body's really smart. And so it's telling you, I need quick energy because you're insulin resistant and I've shut down the energy storage units. And so therefore you're craving carbs to get fast energy, but also because you're not getting the nutrients that you need, your body's like, can you help me out here? And you start craving things, right? And then increased gut permeability, inflammation, and microbiome imbalance also allows toxins and undigested food to leak into your bloodstream, worsening, if you can imagine, worsening your insulin resistance, and it becomes this vicious cycle. So it's so dang frustrating. Okay. So when I talk to you guys, and again, I just want to make sure that for anybody who's jumped on, you who didn't hear me say it at the beginning, right now, and they just announced it last night, you can, if you've been thinking of, you either need to get another gut primer because you're running out, or you're going to run out soon, or you're brand new, it doesn't matter. When you purchase one of the gut primers and like $100 of other pieces, you're going to get $15 off. And it's almost like it balances out to be about a 15% off of your entire order. And so what's really cool about that is you may even be looking to fill in other gaps that, like, you were buying your vitamin D at a Mart, or you were buying your vitamin C at a drugstore or at a Costco. Well, now, like, you can get a much higher quality potent for not clinic prices, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. Clinic prices can be a lot more expensive than what I'm talking about. Like my vitamin D is 30 cents a day and it's sourced from mushrooms. Like, let's just be real. You can't get that anywhere. But I just want you to know that because when you start taking in, so the gut primer that I talk about a lot, I want to show you this picture. I want to use my new device here because my new device can show me things. So hold on. I want to see if I can do this. Let's see if I can figure this out. So got my camera. It didn't stay. Camera. I want to show you a picture of my daughter. She basically sent me, she took a picture of herself before and after when she was, she had like a hard day of eating. This is about a month ago now. And she really was distended. And remember, one of the signs of leaky gut is to have, you're like a distended, you're like really bloated. And we can get bloated for a lot of different reasons. She was definitely bloated because of just eating poorly for the day. Well, she saw somebody else take a greens product at night, and she thought, oh, I'm going to try that, even though this is way more than a greens product. Well, she was shocked. So what happened was the next day she took another picture because she was like very amazed by her results. And I can't believe, I don't know if I can, I'm like, come on, I should be able to pull this up. Let me see here. So if you're dealing with a lot of bloating and you need help with that, I love the fact that one of you, I won't say your name, but you were really like maybe concerned that the gut primer wasn't going to work with you. You weren't sure. And come to find out that not only did it work for you, but within like 3 weeks, you said the bloating had disappeared. And you were so amazed by that. And I'll tell you, so many of you are living with a lot of bloating and a lot of frustration. And you're like, I'm pretty sure that I don't want to be living like this. So let's see here. If I can find I'm on my Instagram. Now I need to see, how do I do this on a Droid? But anyway, I'll keep looking for that. But her belly was really out to like, I mean, it looked like she was pregnant. She's already had my daughter. She's already had 3 babies. And so she knows what it looks like to feel like, you're 6 months pregnant. And overnight, because you're talking about a mixture of digestive enzymes. If you've never taken digestive enzymes before, I'm telling you, fermented greens, alkaline spices, pre and postbiotic, and then fiber. And so if you're dealing with constipation and you're constantly taking over-the-counter things, like that's not fun. That's very frustrating because just of the reality that if you're taking stool softeners, if you're taking laxatives, that is not a long-term thought process. And it can very much damage what you're trying to accomplish because your body can get dependent upon them and you don't want that. But also too, because there's actually some dehydrating effects, etc. And again, it's just not the goal. The goal is to not feel like we are, makes me want to drink some water because I'm dry in Minnesota, but we are not wanting to like shrivel up and, be age earlier than we already are. Nobody wants that. And it is really dry in Minnesota. There's no question about that. We do not have a lot of moisture. I should probably start my humidifier. But who has any questions about leaky gut or concerns that you've had for yourself? I would love to know if there are symptoms that you have had of leaky gut that have really been impacting you and just the way that you've been able to function. Because I'm telling you, when you can fix that, it just feels so much better on so many levels. Let me see here. I'm also going to look up. Let's do this. I was hoping I could show you her picture. I'll figure that out though with my new little device. I'll figure that out. And let me just see here if I've got anything else to share with the insulin resistance today. So basically, the 3 powerful steps that you can use to heal your leaky gut and improve your insulin sensitivity really is that you have to think about balancing your gut microbiome. And I know that that's like we're having this conversation more and more all the time. Gut microbiome, gut microbiome. Well, one of the reasons why it's really important, especially like here in the United States, we actually, because of our diet and the infiltration of the chemicals and all of the things, we're not just a bunch of freak out people. There's like actual science data that says that in the United States, we've actually killed off species inside of our gut bacteria. So like if you look at somebody who's in Tanzania or in South America, and they've done studies of like, their feces to see how many different diverse gut microbiome bacteria they have, like they have a widespread, I have to do it this way, they have a really big, wide diversification of gut bacteria. And in the United States, we've literally killed off so many that we can't even, like, we're having a hard time keeping up with our own diets. And it's probably why, wouldn't you think, we have a lot of autoimmune. We have a lot of issues with leaky gut. We're leaching our nutrients. That's leading to maybe your hair is shedding and falling out. Maybe you're noticing that your nails are super brittle. Maybe you're noticing that you've got more skin rashes or eczema or whatever. Gut, gut, gut. So you have to balance your gut microbiome. Also, too, the use of antibiotics. Like sometimes we're starting antibiotics in our little babies. And our babies actually get their immune system and their bacteria is given to them as they enter through the birth canal. Or if it is a C-section, they're getting their first introduction into bacteria and having a good, healthy gut microbiome with all of the people around them and their environment. So whether they're born at home or in the hospital, it's the people that touch them. It's the people who, it's skin. This is literally how we insert an immune system into a little baby. But if we don't have as much gut bacteria to start with, and then we're like on antibiotics because maybe there are ear infections or whatever, this is maybe the beginning of this process of frustration for us, right? So as we get older, if we're living on processed foods, if we're living on glyphosate, if we're living on all of these chemicals, if we're living on, and it doesn't really matter whether you're eating the actual grain, which isn't helpful, or if you're eating meat that's been fed grain that's full of glyphosate and everything else, it's all kind of like connected, right? So Lisa, you sent the picture on your Instagram message. Maybe you can look at it on your phone and show the pic on here from your phone. You're so amazing, Lisa. But see, if I do that, I feel like I'm going to lose you. I feel like I'm not going to be able to see you. Oh, you are so good. Thank you for thinking of that though. I'm like, why can't I do what I want to do? I wish I could. I will figure it out. Like this morning, I said to my husband, it keeps going to sleep on me. Make it stop. Because I can't have it going to sleep on me when I'm looking at it and trying to like do stuff. So he really helps me with that kind of stuff. And over time, once I learn things, then I'm fine. But up until then, I'm like, who's got time? And I wish that I could like pull up my camera here. I could show it to everybody, Lisa, but then I would lose you guys. Let me see here. I just know I would lose you, so I can't. Makes me sad. It's okay. It's okay. You know what I'll do? When I get off of here, I will post it. I'll post that picture of her up in my stories. And maybe I'll even post it on my wall, my Instagram wall and my Facebook wall, because I want to show people like this is for real. I know, I get it, you guys. You're so inundated with commercials and you're inundated with Amazon finds and Facebook ads and Instagram learn more and blah, blah, blah. And I get it. Like everything is everywhere. But when you do start to find products that actually turn things around for you, like I say about the trio are the 3 supplements, you guys, that help with insulin sensitivity. And I started these a little over 10 years ago. Don't take my word for it. I'm just one person, but you could listen to the other testimonies. You can go to the top of my Instagram page, look at the pink highlight bubble, and start surfing. Give yourself time to look at all of the testimonies. These are all from the last year, the ones that are there. It's like, this is not hype. When you understand how to actually give your body the raw materials that it needs to turn around, to turn back and go a different direction, the quality of life keeps you going. When you can function at a higher level, you're finally able. We have fads all the time. And I know that there are little things that can, like you're thinking about your blood sugars and you're thinking about digestion and you're trying to cut corners and you're trying to find hacks for how you can still eat the way that you want to eat and not have the detrimental effects of it. I get it. Freeze the rice and put the potatoes in the refrigerator. And if you'll just drink apple cider vinegar every day. And are these potentially helpful tips? Maybe. But is that really what we're trying to accomplish? And I don't think, this is just me now, and I'm not a doctor, I don't think apple cider vinegar pills are going to fix what you actually need fixed. When somebody's looking for something, it could be a piece that helps. But I'm talking about really taking in true testimonies of people that say, for 3 years, I could not budge 1 pound. I actually found out that this is an actual customer testimonial. I actually found, it's not mine, it's my customer. I actually found out that I was type 2 because I had a stroke and I went into the hospital and my A1C was a 13. I had no idea. She said. So for 3 years, she works with her doctor. She gets her A1C down. Praise God, right? Can't budge a pound. She tries berberine. She tries inositol. I don't have those, but those are what she's trying. Can't budge a pound. Frustrated. So she starts the trio. I don't know anything about the story. She just buys it off my website. She gets the trio. She starts it. Within 2.5 months, she drops 14 pounds because her morning sugars, her dawn phenomenon, went down 30 points. So do you see, when your sugars and your insulin are high, you can't lose weight and you're frustrated. So that's what happened to her. Fast forward to last spring, she's like, one of the pieces of the products was out of stock and she's like, oh, I'm going to go see if I can find something else because this is out of stock. It's bugging me. So she does. She goes on a hunt. She goes on a search. She said, I couldn't find any products that did what these did for my sugars and my ability to lose weight. Couldn't find it. Started back up again recently because for her, it was a nutritional deficiency answer and it was giving her body the raw materials. I'm sorry, but we can't live on hacks and fads. We actually have to deal with the biology of our body being deficient in certain things. We're deficient because we have leaky gut, because insulin resistance leads to leaky gut. We're deficient because we have poor soil management in our farming practices. We eat out of season. If you're eating berries in Minnesota in January or even right now in December, do you think there's anything nutritional about that berry? I'm just asking for a friend. No. That was shipped from so far away. I'm not saying I wouldn't eat a berry in December. Of course I will. I'm going to eat all the berries at all the parties that I go to this weekend. I've got 2 of them. If anybody brings berries, I'm going to eat the berries because I love them. But we actually think, I was listening to a doctor yesterday on TikTok and he said, do you know that the average apple on a shelf in America is sit down for this one, 1 year old? What are we doing? That's why we're eating food and we're thinking we're fueling our body and we're giving our kids the best of everything and our grandkids, but we're deficient and we live in a first world country. How is this happening? We have to take time to actually ask these questions, right? So don't take I know, Lisa, I know it's crazy pants. So don't take my word for stuff. Seriously, don't. I'm just a messenger I've been the gatherer of testimonies. I'm a testimony gathering person. That's what I do. You guys give me your testimonies and I get excited. I share them and then I put them in highlight bubbles at the top of my Instagram page because I want other people to know. If you're frustrated by the matrix or your provider that doesn't seem to be giving you answers, or they give you trashy answers that aren't helping you, why don't you try something different? Why don't you try a completely different track to run on? Try the trio, get your sugars down, get your insulin down, finally be able to lose weight. And if you've been thinking, and maybe you want to add that into the fact that you want to grab the gut primer, do the gut primer, add in the trio, add in a probiotic, get yourself $15 off. It's limited time only. Like now is the time, if you're going to jump on something, if you're going to take advantage of something right now before Christmas, and you don't want to be a freaking bloated mess, Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, December 26th, when you're going to go shopping, New Year's Eve, and all the food, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying it fixes everything because it's not going to fix everything, meaning you can't just eat like a crazy person and expect a gut primer to fix everything for you. But if I could show you the picture of my daughter that I'm going to post when I'm done here, I wish I could pull it up on TikTok. I don't think I can. Shoot. I'm going to do that though next time I come on. She's distended the night before and she takes it before bed. Usually you take this at the beginning of your day. You take this in the morning, but she took it at night. Like a balloon, completely bloating gone. She was shocked and she did not get constipated. Constipation is not normal, you guys. We should not be constipated. Yes, I know. Good morning, Judy. Good to see you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good to see you. Very nice to have you. So that's where I'm at today, actually. I'm going to have a party tonight and I'm going to have a party tomorrow to go to. And so I've talked to you guys about this before, about making food and stuff. So tomorrow I'm going to bring a chicken Mexican soup. It'll be keto and it tastes phenomenal. So good. Everything's from scratch, but it's super easy. Literally, it's a slow cooker recipe, but it's not with any, prepackaged whatever. And it's so good. Last night, what I did was, and I don't know if I have enough really to bring, so I'm not sure yet, but in the group, I had made those Muddy Buddies. Do you guys remember when I made the Muddy Buddies? Basically it's taking pork rinds and then you're taking Bake Believe chocolate chips, which are no sugar added, mixed with peanut butter, and you melt them. And then you add in some vanilla and cinnamon and you pour them over like little tiny pieces of pork rinds. Like you make them really small and then you put them in the refrigerator and then you shake them with Swerve powdered sugar and you can serve those. And they taste so good. You guys, that's like a keto. Now that's a good hack. Those are the kinds of hacks that I'm way more interested in. I'm not looking to cut corners on living on the edge of, because I did it for so long, you guys. I mean, I only talk about this stuff because I know what it is. Like, why do you think it took me 3 to 4 years to figure out my food? Because I was trying to cut so many corners. Well, it's still all about balance and God didn't make any bad food. And I should be able to reward myself with sweet potato fries at Red Robin. And I should be able to this and I deserve this. And at some point you're like, just shut up. Just stop it. And you finally get serious. Oh man, I was texting with one of you last night. And so she was saying that she was told by her doctor that she was borderline diabetic. She didn't take it seriously. She fully admits, did not take it seriously. I just kept on doing what I was doing. Sure enough, I go back. My A1C went from a 6 something to a 7 something. She's like, whoa. And they're like, listen, honey, if you do not deal with this, you are now type 2. Like, what are you thinking? She's like, oh, crap. So she immediately becomes her own advocate and takes things into her own hands. And so she went cold turkey on everything and she's doing so well. And I'm like, good for you, because sometimes it just takes a moment in time for us to go, it is exhausting to try to live in both lands, insulin resistant land and everybody else's world. It's really tiring to try to do that because you have a friend that's like, "Ah, what is wrong with you? Like, that's not sustainable." Or that is, gosh, you just don't have any fun anymore, or whatever they're saying to you. And so you keep thinking that you can do a little bit of their world and a little bit of your world. And I'm here to tell you, it is so much more freeing and fun. Yes, fun, because you can be a foodie inside of this way of eating. You can be I'm a total foodie. And I thought I had to give it up. And now I know I don't have to. You guys, that's like freedom inside of everything. You're not trying to cut corners anymore. Oh, it's so good. Hold on. I'm going to take a sip of water. I feel like I could drink a gallon. Anyway. All right. I have so many people that I need to talk to right now on I can see my DMs coming in. So I'm going to actually jump off and go talk to people because they keep popping up and I know you guys are looking for information. It's just been a busy couple of days because I feel like there may be a lot of you that are trying to get your house in order, so to speak, your body in order, either before the holidays or have some thought process before you enter into the whole January thing. And I will tell you that if you need a track to run on, if you need a different way of doing things because what you've been trying hasn't been working for you, like counting points, etc. And that was another amazing testimony that just came in 2 days ago while I was on my live here on Facebook. And she said she had tried WW and she lost a lot of weight a long time ago. And then she gained a bunch of it back, tried it again, and it totally like went in the wrong direction for her. And I was talking about how when you're counting points, those points were not formulated for somebody like yourself who is insulin resistant. So it can make you go backwards because those 0 point foods are oftentimes really high in carbohydrates, like legumes. And she said she has now been on the trio since September, and I didn't know. See, you guys don't tell me these things. You just go and you buy it off of my website and then you tell me later. But she has been on the trio since September and she's lost 22 pounds. And she's like, I'm so grateful because I will tell you the truth about food. I will help you target your supplementation, etc. But that's literally the track that I give people to run on. I have a Facebook group. We do a free challenge every month. And in January, it's going to start January 6th. Who's in? January 6th. It's free. No sign up required. The group is called Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. I put it right there on TikTok for you guys. Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Jump in there. January 6th, we'll do a 5-day challenge. I go live every day at 3 p.m. We'll talk about insulin resistance so you can get a base understanding. We'll talk about ingredient trade-outs and supplements and a recipe, and we'll do all the things. And if you need to get a jump right now on the trio, on a gut primer, on both, look at the deal that's on the website. Look at the deal because you're going to get $15 off right now. That's a limited time only, okay? But don't hesitate to reach out to me to say, listen, you keep talking about this track to run on. I may not understand the details, but will you at least help me get started so that I can move forward, so that I don't have to hate myself between now and January 1st and wonder how I'm going to crawl out of the hole at the beginning of the year. And I would be more than happy to help you navigate. Like, let's get you a protein guide. Let's get you your trio going or your gut primer going, your gut protocol. Let's get you in the group. Let's get you ready for the challenge. Let's do things so that you have an actual program that you can follow and you can tweak it to your own love of food. Like, what is it that you love? Because what I love is going to be different than what you love. Why do you think I made the Muddy Buddies last night? I love those foods. That's what I love to eat when I go to a party. But that might not be you. You might be like, I need to find a better answer for something that's Mexican or for something that's Italian, or you have other needs, right? But we can all do it collectively and enjoy your life. Like, don't hate your life. You don't have to hate your life. But anyway, testimonies are at the top of my Instagram page on the trio. Just go and look for the pink highlight bubble. That's a really good place to start. I'm going to get off. I'll do a post about so if you're on TikTok, if you go to my profile way up here and you jump over to IG, I will do a post of my daughter, of her belly before and after. It's a 12-hour difference using the gut primer. Okay. I'll do that so that you guys can, excuse me, have an idea of what that can do for you. There's $15 off right now when you purchase that, and like $100 of other like pieces to your puzzle. And that could be a probiotic, that could be the trio, that could be the fat burner, the orange pixie stick that's like helping belly and hip fat, all that good stuff. It could be a million things, right? But I can help you customize that if you want to. And last thing would be, before I jump off, next Wednesday, the 18th, I do have I have access to a longevity clinic. It's 1 hour long. It will not be recorded. It's with an expert that can explain all of everything I just said at a much higher level. Like, he is good. And if you're in person in Minnesota, I would love for you to come out in person. That'd be great if you're local. But if you're not, there is a Zoom. But you have to tell me you want to be on the Zoom, because I'll get you the link when I get the link. So I have a VIP list going, and you can tell me that you want to be on the Zoom, and then I'll get you on the list. I probably won't get it until probably Tuesday, and then the Zoom will be Wednesday, and it'll be from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's not going to be in a Facebook group. They're not going to send out recordings. He's going to give information for 1 hour on how to not just live longer by taking care of your engine, like I talk about every day with these particular products, but how to do it with quality. Because nobody wants to live longer with dementia. That's not a gain. That's not a win. That's not a win. We want to live longer with competency and with ability and with strength, like in our body. He talks about like one factor, and I know what it is. I'm not going to tell you what it is. There's one factor that will tell you. There's one factor in your body that will tell you the longevity that you will have. And it's very interesting. So anyway, whether or not you want to do that is fine. Doesn't matter. But if you do, let me know. I will definitely take really good notes. And I'm sure I'll bring you some of that information. You are so welcome. Good morning, Darla. Good to see you. All right, you guys. Have such a blessed day. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be back Monday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, to be with you guys and talk again about insulin resistance. And in the meantime, if I have not gotten to your message, I will. I promise. I promise. I'm just really, right now, everybody is wanting some answers, and that's a good thing. But give me a minute, because I'll get through the messages. I promise. I promise. All right. You guys have such a terrific day.